JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, Commish lashes people spreading fake news. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson has flagged individuals for posting fake news in the course of investigations, charging that it only helps the guilty. Speaking during a digital press briefing on Tuesday, where the High Command, among other matters, announced the laying of murder charges against Constable Noah Maitland, companion of missing social media influencer Donnelly Donaldson. Major General Anderson highlighted what he said were the challenges we face when conducting an investigation in an atmosphere where fake news abounds.
We'll continue to provide updates to Donnelly's mother and the rest of the family as the case progresses. I believe it is also appropriate that I highlight the challenges we face when conducting an investigation in an atmosphere where fake news abounds. When I use the term, I'm not referring to news with inaccuracies. I'm referring to fabricated and misleading stories in relation to an investigation. Every time these fabrications are published, they not only divert the attention of the police, but they further traumatize the grieving family and loved ones and enrage the genuinely concerned. It begs the question, whose agenda does this serve? These fake news elements do not serve the interests of the family. They don't serve the interests of law enforcement, and they do not serve the interests of justice. When fake news muddies the water and causes people to lose faith in the integrity of the judicial process, it only benefits the guilty.
Man charged following gun seizure in Irish Town. Richard Nicholson, otherwise called Screechy, a farmer of Tapper Hill, Jack Olive in St. Andrew, has been arrested on charge following a firearm seizure on Tuesday, August 2. The 45-year-old Nicholson has been charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition, resisting arrest, dealing in ganja, possession of ganja, and assaulting a police officer. Reports from the Irish Town Police are that about 5:40 a.m., a team of officers conducted an operation in the area where a premises was searched and the firearm, a Taurus pistol with 9 9mm rounds, was found in the dwelling. Nicholson was taken into custody and subsequently charged. Woman hits man with car, charged with attempted murder. 33-year-old Vanesia Johnson Lee of Grosvenor Terrace, Kingston 8, is scheduled to face the court to answer to the charge of attempted murder after hitting a man with her motor car on Constant Spring Road, Kingston 10, in November 2021. Reports from the Halfway Tree Police are that about 2 p.m., the complainant was attacked by Johnson Lee, who used her BMW motor car to hit him and subsequently uttered threats to kill him. The police were summoned and the complainant taken to hospital where he was admitted. An investigation was launched and the accused was arrested during an operation on Friday, July 29, the police said. She was subsequently charged after a question and answer interview conducted in the presence of her attorney. 60-year-old farmer found dead in Clarendon. 60-year-old Clarendon farmer Edward Grant was found dead with stab wounds in Crooked River in the parish on Monday. Reports are that about midday, Grant left home for his farm and did not return. About 9:30 p.m., residents stumbled upon his body and summoned the police. The police say Grant had stab wounds to the upper body. Investigations are ongoing. Family disputes driving murder increase, say police. Murders committed in the course of family disputes, clandestine killings in which victims are dismembered then buried, and gang-related slayings are the push factors for the 4% increase in homicides between January and July this year, compared to the same period in 2021, the police have reported. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson gave the data during a digital press briefing on Tuesday, at which he disclosed that gang conflicts account for 70% of the murders. Interpersonal conflicts account for 14%, 6% occurred in furtherance of criminal acts, mob killings account for 1%, and 9% of the homicides are still under investigation. At the end of July last year, the police recorded 819 murders compared to 850 at the end of July this year.
Over the last 6 weeks, there has been a series of interpersonal murders that have shocked the society. Apart from the one we mentioned above, we have also seen a number of gang conflicts that have resulted in multiple killings. Following the murder of 31-year-old Kamisha Wright and her 4 children who were buried on the weekend, we saw just days later, on July the 4th, where a man used a knife and murdered his bedridden wife, also in Clarendon. We saw in St. Anne a dispute between 2 persons at a restaurant, resulting in one person stabbing another to death. Also in St. Anne, 3 persons succumbed to wounds that were inflicted during what appears at this time to be a family dispute. Although suspects may be charged, families and communities are still left to grieve. So I'm asking that people report cases of disputes before they escalate into violence. Services, including our domestic violence intervention centers, are available to people, and I encourage persons to utilize these services. We're also seeing a number of cases where people are being killed and their bodies buried or disposed of, as was the case in Kingston Western, where the dismembered bodies of 4 persons were removed from shallow graves. These are just some of the cases that have influenced the 4% increase we are now seeing. And these are the matters that we will be dealing with over the next weeks and months. Shootings continue to show a downward trend, with 8% fewer incidents this year than in 2021. Rape is down 16%, robbery is up 10.5%, and break-in is up 3%. The increase in robberies and break-in is of particular concern as life gets back to pre-COVID normalcy. As a response, we have made adjustment to personnel in various divisions. Additional mobility assets are being acquired and will be deployed over the next few weeks, and another team of quick response motorcyclists will be deployed by the end of August.
Boxer charged for St. John's Road fatal gun attack. Rudolph Shaw, otherwise called Boxer or Boxer, who is considered to be one of the most wanted men in St. Catherine, has been charged with murder and wounding with intent. Shaw, who was recently deported to Jamaica from the Cayman Islands, where he was captured, was charged on Monday after being interviewed in the presence of his attorney. The charges are in relation to an incident on Wednesday, September 29, 2021. The police report that about 2:45 p.m., a man, who was later identified as 59-year-old Wilfred O'Connor, a carpenter of St. John's Wood in St. Catherine, was standing in his yard when a Nissan 80 wagon motorcar drove up with armed men aboard. The men exited the vehicle and opened gunfire, hitting him. The police said the gunmen then drove off to another section of the community, where they fired several shots, hitting 4 men who were standing along a roadway. The police were summoned, and all 5 people were assisted to hospital, where O'Connor was pronounced dead and the others admitted in serious but stable condition. A collaborative effort led to the arrest of Shaw on Friday, July 8, in the Georgetown area during a targeted operation by the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service and Jamaican law enforcement. Shaw was interviewed on Monday and was subsequently charged. His court date is being finalized. Yalas clings to hope for missing fishermen. Lucretia Wilmot, the girlfriend of Imran Khan Lewis, otherwise called Bob, helped to push off a red and blue vessel from Yalas Beach in St. Thomas around 7:30 a.m. on Sunday, and watched as her boyfriend and his co-worker, Franklin Campbell, set sail for White Horse's Bank. With no intention to stay at sea long, their only task was to retrieve fish from pots they set on Friday. Lewis only carried a bottle of water, 2 fruit juices, and a snack. Wilmot said that she became concerned when all the other vessels that went out to sea returned, except the young Moore vessel he journeyed in. She tried calling his phone several times and became alarmed when he did not pick up. The girlfriend then made a missing person report to the police. It has been an agonizing wait for Wilmot and their 8-month-old son, Millionaire Lewis, who expected to see the 36-year-old fisherman return on Sunday. "My son is disturbed. He miss him father. Me can't manage a burden here," a teary-eyed Wilmot said, with her crying son in her arms. "When me leave off at the beach and go in and bathe him and try put him to sleep, him said, 'Daddy.' Every turn him turn on the bed, him said, 'Daddy.' Even if him doze off, him jump up and said, 'Daddy,' cause he's used to him and him not see no daddy on the bed. It puzzles him and it puzzles me. I want to see him back safe and sound," the mother said. Wilmot said that she has accompanied her boyfriend of 5 years to sea many times, the last being on her birthday, May 10. They traveled in a small vessel to the same location. Lewis and Campbell headed for on Sunday and returned home safely. Wilmot, who sells beverages and snacks on the beach, said the father of 3 had encountered difficulties before, a failed engine or drifting at sea. On those occasions, he called Wilmot, who then sent another fisherman to rescue him. Lewis's disappearance has added more stress to the family, as his mother, a former fish vendor, passed away on July 12 and is scheduled to be buried mid-August. We can't take another sad news, so we are hope for the best. Me hope him out there adrift and them find him today by the help of God. Me have faith and my heart no leap. Me no feel the belly pain there. So me know so the two fishermen them out there somewhere, waiting on somebody to find them. That is the hope I have, Wilmot said. Rokani Seeley, Lewis's brother, said they do not have a close relationship, but described him as someone who earned an honest living through fishing. He last laid eyes on him on Saturday in Yala Square, the day before he was reported missing. We're just hoping and praying that they'll show up. It's hard. It's rough, Seeley said. Meanwhile, Charles Graham, who has known Lewis since he was a baby, last saw him on Sunday morning when he passed his house on his way to the fishing beach. It rough by everybody. Bobby's somebody where everybody like. We really haven't been handling it well, he said in a low tone. The family and fellow fishermen are appealing for assistance from the Coast Guard to conduct search and rescue operations. No one was at Campbell's home during a visit to his community. The fishing community is hanging on to the hope that Lewis and Campbell will be found alive, as the last time fishermen went missing without a trace on the beach was over 3 decades ago. Alvin Morgan has known both fishermen since they were children and recalled that they used to hustle on the beach and go to sea with older seafarers. We made a lot of search in the evening to see if we could find them. I try to get up in the Sunday there with a breeze, you know. So my figure say draw them gone somewhere, but where them gone, he asked. We make a search back at airport and all them places there, but they just can't be found. But Morgan said it's early days, as fishermen have gone missing before, and searches lasted for weeks, but they were eventually found alive. 67 new COVID-19 cases, 3 more virus-related deaths. Jamaica on Tuesday recorded 67 new cases of COVID-19 and 3 more virus-related deaths, bringing the total confirmed cases to 146,608 and the death toll to 3,198. Of the newly reported cases, there were 43 females and 24 males, with ages ranging from 6 months to 108 years. Meanwhile, the latest fatalities are a 56-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew who died in July 2022, an 87-year-old male from St. Elizabeth who died in July 2022, and a 96-year-old female from St. Elizabeth who died in July 2022. The new cases were recorded in St. James 3, Kingston and St. Andrew 22, Westmoreland 2, Clarendon 7, Hanover 3, St. Catherine 11, Manchester 2, Portland 9, St. Elizabeth 3, and St. Mary 4. St. Anne and St. Thomas recorded no new cases. According to the latest statistics from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the country also recorded 79 recoveries for a total of 94,020. The positivity rate for the latest round of testing now stands at 24.2%. Currently, 102 people are hospitalized, with 6 being critically ill. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.